Am I the a-hole for telling my ex that her child isn't mine, so I'm not sending her any money? I, 23 male, just recently got back in contact with my ex, 22 female Laura, fake name. We broke up 3 years ago after I walked in on her and my friend, 24 male, Mark, fake name. She contacted me through Instagram from a new account since I blocked her on her main. She told me that when we broke up, she found out she was pregnant and it was already too late for an abortion. This was before abortions were banned. She then said that she's struggling financially to take care of my 2-year-old son and needs me to send her money. I told her that we could meet somewhere to talk about this and that I'll need a paternity test to see if the child is mine, and she sent me a photo of him and told me that there was no need for a test when he already looks like me. She even said that he has my eyes color, which is stupid because we both have brown eyes and so does my friend. I told her once again that we could meet somewhere and that I would need a paternity test before I would send her any money. She told me that I should stop holding on to the past and that the child's mine because we had sex before I caught her with my friend, and I told her that if she doesn't want a paternity test, then I'm most likely not his father and she should bother Mark instead of me. She got angry and began cursing and calling me names, so I logged out of Instagram and plan to log back in tomorrow to see if she's calmed down and agreed to a paternity test. But I feel bad because of the way I handled the situation. So I have to ask, am I the a-hole? Bro, she ghosted you for 3 years after cheating on you. And now that she's broke, she suddenly shows up with a toddler that could be anyone's kid. Nah. You asked for a paternity test like a rational adult, and she hit you with the "he looks like you" nonsense, as if brown eyes are some rare genetic marker and not the most common eye color on earth. Then she tried to gaslight you into skipping a paternity test because she knows there's a good chance that kid isn't yours. She just wants a monthly check. You're 23. Don't let a liar and a cheater handcuff you to 18 plus years of child support unless that kid is biologically yours. Protect yourself. That's the priority. And don't feel bad for logging off. She disrespected you then, and now she's trying to play the victim. Until she agrees to a test, you owe her exactly nothing. Comments, not the a-hole. Let her file officially and do it the proper way, since she sounds like she could be a highly manipulative person. The family courts cannot issue child support or child custody orders until paternity is established. Requesting a paternity test is the reasonable thing to do. With that said, I'm curious whose name she put on the birth certificate. If Mark's name is on the certificate, then something shady is going on here with such pushback over a test, especially after no contact for over 2 years. I wouldn't be surprised if the child was not OP's or Mark's. No proof of paternity means no child support, and depending upon what state OP lives in, if he were to give her money for the child, she might be able to claim that he willingly accepted responsibility for the child, and he might end up on the hook for child support. Be careful, OP. Wait until you have proof before you do anything. Story 2. About a year ago, I, 37 female, had an affair with a coworker. It started as emotional and crossed into physical. It lasted roughly 3 months before my husband discovered it. When it came out, I downplayed everything. I denied anything physical and swore that once it was discovered, all contact stopped. We went to marriage counseling and individual counseling. On the surface, it looked like we were doing the work. We talked. We set boundaries. I apologized endlessly. I said the right things. I convinced myself that because I wasn't seeing the affair partner anymore, I was being honest. But I wasn't. I never fully cut contact. We kept talking on and off throughout the entire year. Sometimes it was brief, sometimes longer, but it never truly ended. I justified it to myself as fear, as being manipulated, as not wanting to blow up my life again. But those are explanations, not excuses. I was lying to my husband every single day while he was fighting to save our marriage. During that year, I still accused him of being manipulative. I questioned whether he really loved me. I came home late. I made him doubt himself while knowing exactly what I was hiding. That knowledge alone makes me sick now. Recently, however, everything came crashing down. I had a falling out with my affair partner, and in retaliation, he sent my husband screenshots of everything and confirmed that we had been in contact the entire time. He also revealed that the affair had been physical, something I had denied for many months. I knew that truth would destroy my husband, and I still chose to keep it from him. I always knew the affair partner is bad news. I know things ended up badly between him and his ex, with him ending up contacting her employer, and she ended up having to leave. So I knew he has a mean bone in his body. He did threaten to tell my husband if I didn't keep responding. But stupidly, I thought he'd never follow through with his threats. I know that what he did was cruel and timed to cause maximum damage. But none of that changes my responsibility. I gave him the power to do this by continuing to lie. Now my husband is shattered. It's 2 days before Christmas. Our eldest daughter is flying home, and I have blown apart our family all over again. He says his soul feels ripped from his chest. Watching that pain and knowing I caused it twice, once with the affair and once with the prolonged deception, is unbearable. I've shut down. I know I'm full of shame, but I also know that my silence looks like avoidance and cowardice. I don't know what our future looks like anymore. I don't know if there is one. All I know is that I've finally lost the right to ask for understanding when I refuse to give honesty. Comments. 2 days before Christmas with your daughter coming home is brutal timing, but please hear this. You don't have to decide anything right now. Just breathe. Protect your mental health, and don't let anyone rush you into begging for forgiveness or understanding. Your pain is valid. What you're feeling isn't just betrayal about being double-crossed by your AP. It's the collapse of reality after sustained deception. Anyone in your position would be wrecked. You ran a year-long deception while watching your husband bleed himself dry trying to save the marriage. MC and IC mean nothing when the foundation is still a lie. The physical part matters, but what really killed this was the sustained gaslighting, accusing him of manipulation, questioning his love, and making him doubt his reality while you knew the truth. That kind of betrayal rewires a person's brain. There's no "we were manipulated" excuse big enough to cover a full year of continued contact and denial. The AP being manipulative doesn't absolve you of anything. Adults who want to end affairs end them, even when it costs them comfort or reputation. At this point, stop focusing on your shame and start focusing on damage control for your kids. Your husband's pain isn't something you can talk your way out of or therapize away. If there's any chance of reconciliation, it starts with taking full accountability, zero defensiveness, and accepting that he may still want to separate.